the movement in pop culture concerning food and presentation, and food is theater now more than ever, it seems.
Food hall, we're just going to define it ourselves. And so I wrote a definition that said quality local food with provenance.
So what we ended up doing first and foremost is we kind of walked through a number of places throughout the world that have inspired us and started to try to understand why they work in order to try to distill down some elements about how we as humans like to convene and how we get along in certain communal spaces. Places like yokochos in Tokyo, the word yokocho literally translates to the notion of an alley behind Main Street. And there's Harrods in London. They introduced the notion of a Victorian grocer. It was such a hit in terms of having opportunities to sit at a counter as well as eat food in addition to buying groceries and sundries and things like that.
I became sort of enamored with how you can create a real retail experience with food.
Looking at some of these other properties, and Harrods is the one that sort of mirrored most closely one large footprint, one great building with a lot of heritage, and how food became so important. And obviously the Plaza has a lot of culinary history.
So taking the spirit of this notion of collaboration and collectivism is something that we wanted to sort of tap into. The style of these meeting and greeting and eating places, insofar where there's a lot of stuff happening on the outside, and then there's a lot of sort of centralized seating.
I akin it a little bit to putting a dinner party together. It's sort of not only who do you invite, but then who should sit next to who and for what reason.
Because I think any food hall or market is about the people that are participating. It's really tirelessly trying to figure out the right mix of people.
We started talking about who do we love? Who do we love, from Lady M to Sushi Baigeri to
William Greenberg, Cherry Pie.
Luke's Lobster. Everybody who we thought could not only be a part of this and energize it, but being next to each other would create a whole nother dynamic. The spirit of it, I think, is quite, it's all about the Plaza, and it's European by nature. The patterning of the mosaic, the marble mosaic flooring, it repeats itself in the chandeliers and the wall coverings.
That New York experience was these heritage brands like La Maison de Chocolat.
The pizza,
sushi,
we had sushi,
pasta,
we had dumplings, we had the wine bar.
Taqueria, charcuterie.
An ocean grill, again with this sort of skylight feature above.
This is named the Oyster Bar.
Gotham West Market. West Hell's Kitchen. Everybody from Ivan, who's running a slurp shop. Seamus Mullen, who runs Tertulia. Court Street Grocers. These guys brought in Velo to do a bike shop so that it wasn't just about food, but it was how do you get there and how do you get back.
Best parks really in the world, Hudson River.
Yeah.
And it's connected, one of the busiest bike paths in America.
Yeah.
And we wanted to highlight that as an amenity to our tenants and also really be a destination for park goers to come to the market.